Soil erosion project using the engineering design process for Module 2. I have 3 different areas of soil in my yard. Some's covered with grass, some with bare dirt in the garden, and some with mulch around the herbs. I asked myself, how do soil and land cover impact infiltration and runoff in my yard? I imagined that making a model would be a good way to find this out. I collected the materials I had available in my home and determined in the setup that the bottles must be higher than the jars and that some of them may need one end elevated to help with the water flow. I didn't have 3 identical bottles, so I used 2 milk jugs and a cardboard container of similar size. I cut holes in each of these to accommodate the dirt. I headed out to the yard and got dirt from the garden, mulch from the herb bed, and then with the permission of my husband, I went out to the yard and dug up a patch of grass. I put each of these in a container, got my jars, and got set up. It was now time to simulate the rain using my water jug. This is the plain dirt. Oh, that's pretty muddy. This one is with the mulch. Well, still muddy, but the water's flowing a lot slower. We'll see what it looks like when it settles. And then finally, this is the one with the grass. A retake on the one with the grass. Now that there's less water. After I let the water sit a little, I went back to check them out. The one that came just from the dirt definitely was cloudy. The one that came from the mulch was actually almost as cloudy, but that water did run a lot slower, I noticed, when it was coming out of the jug. As predicted, the water that came through the grass was pretty clear, and that water also ran slowly. So what did I learn from this activity? Well, I ended up with more questions than answers, actually, because the dirt in my backyard has a lot of clay in it. So I wondered if I repeated this investigation, if it would be beneficial to compare the dirt from my yard with a looser, lighter soil, and to see how that impacted my results. I chose to align this investigation to the PA environmental and ecology standards. In 10th grade, students study watersheds and wetlands, and they would explain how the speed of water and vegetation cover relates to erosion. In 12th grade, they could further analyze how different land use practices can affect the quality of soil. This activity incorporated most of the STEM practices, but I felt like it was a little weak in the use of mathematics. This could be fixed by measuring the water and even the angles at which the bottles were sitting, which definitely would impact the water flow.